Yo, 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 yo,
You see me with the Bulls hat?
yo, what's good?
What's happening, yo?
I see you representing. Okay, you're ready for this.
You see me? Got the Puma tee with the Bulls hat.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
CJ, bro. This is
Yeah,
crazy to me, though, bro, because I just remember getting the old Alpha Fame Chicago tapes, right? And I remember you doing flares, but when you was doing flares, you was walking them. You walked them this way, and then you started walking them back the other way. I've
yeah,
never seen nobody like walk their flares.
yeah. That was I think that was probably one of my standout moments back then. Obviously we're all trying to set ourselves apart and be original and be creative. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't really get into more like dancing and footwork until like maybe like 10 years into breaking. You know what I mean? Like I had basics, but I was more into like blow ups and power. So my
Right.
creativity went all into that. You know what I mean? So, you
Yo,
know.
somebody put CJ got the quarantine fade for the interview.
Yeah, I be doing touch ups at the crib. You know what I mean? Gotta keep it clean, you know?
That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Look at you. We got the same great tee.
Right.
It's always
Same.
been fresh, though, CJ. That's what hip hop's always been to me, staying fresh.
Definitely.
Always. So
Definitely.
I appreciate you even doing that, though, bro. So if they can see it, then obviously it's a statement.
For sure. For sure. We all gotta come correct.
Right, right, right. So yeah, CJ. So now looking back at those times, though, I don't really see too many brothers, though, really besides you, and maybe Waka that I was seeing battling.
Well,
Was
Waka is Latino. He's from the Dominican Republic. So
he's black?
he's black, but he has he's Latin.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Same thing
but
like El Nino,
right,
Dominican. If you look at his mother, she's black, like Leansky. You can tell that they're black people.
right,
They're just a Latin version of us.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how'd you get started though, CJ, in Chicago though, man? Because from my understanding, Chicago's rough, especially back in the days though with the Humble Park, with the Cabrini Green projects, Latin
Yeah,
Kings. Like, bro, I'm thinking like, yo, I heard if you had your hand to the side in Chicago, people was just like, mm-mm.
yeah. Like, well, first off, let me just start off by saying thank you. You know what I'm saying for
Okay,
allowing me. You know what I'm saying to kind of tell my story in a sense. And a lot of
hmm,
people don't really know me. I'm kind of a private person in
exactly.
a way. I'll pop out and do my thing and try to support the culture and go to jams and shit. But people don't really know me. So thank you for allowing me just to speak and you know give some
Yeah,
insight
yeah,
on where I'm from. But
right, right, right.
me coming from Chicago, obviously it's a rough city, rough area. Um, it's very segregated in terms of north, south, east, and west side of
Mm,
the city. You know what I mean? And like I'm from up north, which is considered the better part of the city, but it
okay.
still has its, it's still dealt with all the gang banging, all of the, gentrification. You know what I'm saying? All of the just all of the things that you think that wouldn't that go on the west and south sides of the city, they still happen up north. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And me just being a black person and the way that I was
Mm-hmm.
raised, I was just taught to keep my head up, work hard, do what you're supposed to be doing. Luckily, I have a very intelligent family.
Yes.
If anything, I'm more one of the more athletic people in my family. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Later years in my life, I found out my cousin was a b-boy as well. You know what I'm saying? So that was
Mm,
really cool. But to my knowledge, I'm very self-taught. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm the eldest of three siblings. I have a younger brother, younger sister, and
okay.
I just explored. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of good friends, a lot of great mentors
Mm,
coming up, and my story kind of starts in gymnastics. Like I was a gymnast when I was
okay.
younger. I played all the sports, but I fell in love with gymnastics, or like flipping and shit. And then
Mm-hmm.
I had a really dope instructor that knew how to break and had some breaking moves and used to b-boy in the 80s when he was younger, and he would show us moves as like warm-up skills and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I already had a love for it. I just never had anyone to teach me how to do it. So that was kind
Mm,
of like a bridge for me but at the same time, I was learning like, you know, how to tumble and formalize gymnastics. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
And so that I did that from when I was like 9 till I was like in high school till like 14, like
Mm-hmm.
13, around 13, 14 is when I started b-boying. And when I got into high school, I met some other heads that were breakers, and you know, I had by that time I had flares. You know what I'm saying? I could do
Mm.
flares. I could do windmills, but I had flares. You know what I'm saying? Counterclockwise, I had windmills the other direction, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seen that
you
in
know,
the
no
battle.
top rocks, no footwork, no flavor. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I had some really good friends who were like, "Yo, man," they kind of pulled me into the hip hop culture, and
Okay.
you know, I had quit gymnastics and I just started breaking. I got into graffiti and just started doing all of that.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just never stopped since then. You know what I mean?
So you know about Artistic from Chicago, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, definitely, man. He's an OG here, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know, I was real big on learning my history too. You know what I'm saying? In terms of where I'm from. You know, I wanted to know who all the OGs were, all the people
Mm-hmm.
before me. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, even despite a lot of the battles that you know, like Brickheadz and Phase Two have had, and you know, and other crews,
Yeah.
I have always respected all of these people, learned about them, wanted to know who they were. You know what I'm saying? And like the people that were before me. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
and it just built my curiosity to know what was out further. Obviously, going to New York, the Mecca, learning where it originated, and you know, all over the America and traveling abroad.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Right. So what inspired you to get into graffiti?
Just hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like getting into graffiti, I learned that graffiti didn't come from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But like
Mm.
we adopted that in our own way and helped magnify it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
like you know, I guess I have that kind of, you know, that I like the thrill, you know what I'm saying, and like
I
that,
like the smell of the paint.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying. When it comes to, I guess, the vandalism side of it, you know, that's like a rush in itself, and then developing and gaining more skills, like I started
Yeah.
really falling in love with style and like trying to build my
Ooh.
technique and like getting more intricate with my letters and things like that. And I always like the anonymity to I can't even say anonymity of graffiti. Like people didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
do that. I would meet people because people know me from breaking because breaking's so visual. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to do it in front of people and people will see me, whatever, that's fine, you know? But with graph, it's like you're anonymous, you know? Like I would meet people like, and they wouldn't even know who I was. And I didn't care, you know what I mean? And like I kind of like that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
dope in that way, you know?
Yeah, man. So who's some of the artists in Chicago that inspired you when you seen graffiti?
Um, well, the crew that I'm in, X-Men crew, you know what I'm saying? That's like a worldwide crew that started in New York and has a
Oh, X-Men. Okay.
very strong presence in Chicago since the 80s. So, you know, seeing
Mm-hmm.
that crew since I was young, J4F, UAC,
Mm.
crews like MUL,
Mm.
you know, another crew I'm in, JMC, which is like a dope hip hop crew, and even Brickheadz,
Damn.
even the Brickheadz, you know what I'm saying? We have lots of sick graffiti artists. It's not just a breaking crew, it's a well-rounded hip hop crew, and we've always prided ourselves on that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
You remember a girl back in the day by the name of Araceli?
Araceli. I knew a couple of Aracelis. I went to high school with the Araceli, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Because I met a girl at the summit. Her name was Araceli, and she came with another girl. And she had a T-shirt that said the Brickheadz.
Mm,
I think that girl back in the day. We're talking about like '96.
okay, I started in '98, so that's
Oh,
like a little bit before me. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, that's all good though, man. That's what it's about. Yeah, another reason why too, CJ, I want to put you on too, because I noticed, and this has been a topic amongst us as Black people in hip hop culture, is like the culture started with us, and but for some reason the media shift and everybody's getting the spotlight besides us. And a lot of people's kind of been sweeping that under the rug as like, one of those topics like, but I feel like it's important to like talk about that. And I want to talk to you about how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like it's that we kind of getting played like we kind of not get in the spotlight when it comes to like the b-boy aspect of it?
Um, I mean, obviously, that's multifaceted, you know, and I feel a multitude of ways about that because
Mm-hmm.
one, even from where I'm from, like we just get overlooked in general, right? Like just Chicago in a sense, like you
Yeah.
know. So you stack that on top of me being a black person, and the way the world treats people like me, and you know, and us, you know, what I'm saying dark skinned
Us.
people. It can be very challenging, demoralizing,
Mm-hmm.
and it can pull away from your motivation to do things. You know,
Mm.
part of that is a mindset. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what is a lot of what you're talking about is existed before us. You know what I'm saying? And like
Of course.
there's my drive and strength comes from really those that put that work in before to make it able, you know, to enable us to do what we want to do now. You know what I'm saying? So the people that fought for all of our, you know, civil rights, the
Civil
people
rights.
that,
Civil
you
rights.
know,
Yeah.
the people, the artists that expressed, you know, that made themselves known as professionals and not just some, you know, some sideshow or just some, you know, some act that you could just throw up and on stage. And you know what I'm saying? The people that really helped cultivate our art form, I feel I owe that to them in a sense, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and like a lot of that is what drives me to be who I am, to perform in the way that I do, to carry myself in the way that I carry myself. Um, but yeah, to answer your question, I do feel like yes, it's an ongoing thing where people, dark skinned people, get overlooked for a lot of stuff, or we get more
Mm-hmm.
flack, or quick to be thrown under the rug, like, oh, you know, forget that black mom, you know, or whatever it is,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
people are they're more easily irritable or irritated. I don't know what it is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if this
Yeah,
is the way
yeah.
we look, how we talk, or whatever it is, but that is a thing. It's just something that I don't feed into. You know what I'm saying? It's like I
Mm.
know it's there, I understand that it's there, but me, I want to be a stronger individual to help change that shit and like be a
Mm-hmm.
positive leader and lead by example and show people like, yeah, you can think this way about people or try to dismiss us, but we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
No.
Man, which is why even to me, I've been breaking for 20 years, over 20 years consistently. And like part of that
Mm-hmm.
is trying to prove that point to people. You know what I'm saying? That like we're serious about what we do. We're professional in what we do.
Mm-hmm. Very
And even if
professional.
you don't like me or don't care for my style or who I am, I'm still gonna be there doing it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
those are the moves
I
that
feel
we got to continue to make. You know?
I feel the same way too. And I mean, sometimes we don't really touch on it, but there was an incident that happened at freestyle session when Tata was battling some dudes from Russia, and one of the dude he did like a monkey gesture. We knew exactly what that meant.
Yep.
And Tata almost swung him. He wanted to swing on him, and it went crazy up on the internet, you know. And those are the things that, as you know, b-boys too, within our own culture, that we get mocked,
Mm-hmm.
which is ridiculous.
Bro, I've dealt with it myself like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, at this battle in the
Tell me about
Midwest.
it.
This battle in
Hmm.
the Midwest is called Master the Art. It's been going on for many years. It's an annual event out here. I probably won that event. It's usually a crew event, you know what I'm saying? I probably won that event like 7 times out of the like 14 or 15 that they had, right?
Mm.
But this one battle, you know, I didn't agree with the judges. Zeshin from Texas was the judge at this event. And you know, much respect to him. You know, I got to know him after, you know, chop it up with him after that, and you
Hmm.
know, I got mad respect for him and how he, you know, how he gets down for his style. It was one of those things where I was upset that we lost. I called out the
Mm.
judges. When I call out judges, it's in a very respectful way. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like "fuck you," "I hate you," whatever. It's more like, "Yo, man, for this instance, I didn't know who Zeshin was because like at the time I didn't, and even now I watch footage. You know, I watch people, but I try not to watch it too much because I don't want to subliminally or subconsciously be biting people or You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like I want to know what's out there, but especially like 10 years ago, I wasn't watching footage. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I'll go to Texas to see Zeshin. You know what I'm saying? I'll go somewhere to see these people because that's the era that I come from. But
Mm-hmm.
so he was in Michigan judging. I didn't know who he was. Went up to the judges. I'm like, yo, like I don't know who you are. I want to battle you. I'm saying to see what your skills about, or whatever. And he accepted. He was like, dude, that's dope. I appreciate you calling me out in that way. And we started battling. Another
Oh.
one of the judges was there. His name is Fishball, I think. He's from Rhythm Attack. Is it Rhythm Attack? Yeah, yeah, from China. He's from China. And just to
Mm.
make a long story short, we're battling. The battle started off me and Zeshin, turned into like a 2-on-2 with my guy Adverse back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And at one point in the battle, you can only, mind you, the University of Michigan is like 90% Asian people. the angle that you see me at, you can see all of my mannerisms, everything that I'm doing, right? But you can't see the dude Fishball, the Chinese dude, what he's doing.
Mm.
So and I want to explain this story too. I mean, maybe I shouldn't bring
Yeah.
up this story, but I got to because some people probably
Yeah.
get
Bring it up, bro.
this, you know, and I got to explain it. So at one
Mm-hmm.
point we're battling, but going back and forth, talking a lot of shit, whatever. One point I had black, he had black pants on. I'm a black dude. He had black pants on, right? He's pointing at me, rubbing his pants, pointing at his face, going like this, rubbing his pants like,
Ooh.
"You're black." You know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh.
I was trying to. There's probably a point in the battle that you. And this battle, mind you, was on
Ooh.
YouTube, and at one point had like almost 15,000 views, and it got taken down. I don't know who put it up, but it had like
Oh.
when I last watched it, it had like 14K views, bro. And this is like 10 years ago, Mikey. You know what I'm saying? And so he did that, right? So and I shouldn't have did this, but I was like, it was more like, so what? And I did the Chinese eyes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Asian eyes, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have did that, you know what I'm saying? And afterwards, I had to go on like b-boy forums and explain to people and shit. Even at the time, my girlfriend was Asian, you know what I'm saying? She's from Thailand.
Oh.
So I'm not racist, bro. It's nothing like that. It was more like, dude, yeah, I'm black. I'm like, well, you're Asian,
I
right?
think I heard about that, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, this shit had like thousands of views, bro. Hella comments, people like, you know what I'm saying? I had to defend myself over this shit because you can't see him doing that shit. You can see me doing everything, but you can't really see all the shit he was doing, you know?
Mm.
So, you know, harking back to what you're talking about with Tata, when I saw that, it brought up those old feelings. Like I remembered how that felt. Like, and we shouldn't have to go through that shit, bro. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Like, we are people, Puerto Rican people, you know what I'm saying? And all the other people that are in the Bronx and, you know, New York at that time, but mainly black and Puerto Rican, Latin people, we created this dance. So there's no way that we can be mocked for something we created. You know what I'm saying? And like, if that's what you're on, then don't do it. Or don't
Mm-hmm.
go to those settings in front of people like us and do that shit. That's
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm glad you spoke about it, man.
that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? And like, I am the most
Yeah.
non-racial person. Yeah, I'm Black Attack. I love black people. You know what I'm saying? I represent that. But I love all people. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's why I got into breaking and hip hop, is because I
Me too.
always looked at it like it was colorblind. Like, we don't care about how tall you are, how fat you are, how big you are, how good looking you are. It's about your style, your
Skills.
creativity, your skills, you know what I'm saying? And your knowledge and and how you're sharing that amongst the culture and building with people. That's why I got into hip hop, and that's what I liked about it, and felt naturally, you know what I'm saying, like a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to be a certain way. I just had to work in my crafts. And
Mm-hmm.
along the way, you meet people and build and like that, and it's just a beautiful thing, you know.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that though, Black, because I never knew the story though, man. So you sharing something with me that's new.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a platform where we can actually like speak about it from brother to brother, because it's rare that you see two brothers talking about like incidents that's happened within like the culture like that.
Definitely.
That's very important because everybody is gonna watch this. It's gonna stay up, so
Mm-hmm.
people's gonna be watching in Mexico, Brazil, Japan, you know, and then I think that like the more we talk about it, people get a better understanding of how we feel about it.
Definitely, definitely.
You know, another thing I want to share too is papas. Man, dude,
Peace.
yeah, bro. Yeah, I know that was your number one dude though, man. Like, how'd you guys meet? You and papas?
We met on the battle scene. You know what I'm saying? And like, just man, the Chicago scene's a little different now. Like in terms of like, and maybe it's just like, with going with the times in the sense. I don't know how the crew unity is in other people's scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's a lot of individualism now, and like that's cool.
mm-hmm.
But in our scene, is the crews are super strong, and like I met
Yeah.
him through our crew battles and rivalries and just on the floor, and knowing someone and seeing someone for so many years, you become friends, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I got to know him. But
Papa was nasty, bro. And he did the elbow spins, man.
he was a beast, bro. Like he he was a beast, dude, and like he embodied like our saying just our aggression and style and like, saying what we're about out here. He embodied that and carried that and, he made all of us better. I'm saying? We all made each other better.
Papa is smoky though, bro. I seen him like some the Pro Am after party, Opera Fame Chicago, City versus City. Like Papa's was like that dude though, man. And
Yeah.
when I found out he passed away, like it hurt me though too, because I know that he was a die hard. Who told me about Papa's though, bro? I think he had served some time, but then when he got out,
Yeah.
you know, he wanted to get back into it though. I forgot who I talked to about it. So I know a little bit about Papa's. So when it comes to the West Coast, um, who I hear that you like that inspired you when you think of the West Coast?
Man, West Coast, dude. I feel like I owe a lot to the West. You know what I'm saying? I always consider myself Midwest Coast. You know what I'm saying? We Midwest Coast out here.
Yes.
Um, for me, I was heavily inspired by West Coast. I went to a jam in 2000, and I think it was in 2000 because we had a
Okay.
Mighty Four or no Out for Fame qualifier here in Chicago that we battled phase 2 in, which is pretty renowned footage. Just a lot of people have seen that. We
Mm-hmm.
lost to them, and they ended up winning that battle. Right? I think it was called Battle of Armageddon,
Okay.
and it was in like 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And so we lost, right? But myself, Saul Spin Master from Brickheadz, which is my mentor, and
Ooh.
Waka decided to still go to that jam in Cali because the prize was plane tickets to California. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
The battle was out here in Chicago, but
Okay.
the prize was it was a 5-on-5, and if you win that battle, you get plane tickets flown out to LA to battle. I think it was LA. You get to battle in the the finals or whatever. So we lost, but we
Okay.
still went. You know what I'm saying? We're like, fuck that, we gotta buy tickets, and we still bought tickets and went. And I was 16. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
I tell this story to my students and stuff that I teach and people because at the time I was working at Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like, and the reason I was working at Wendy's is because I got caught doing graffiti, and my mom wasn't gonna pay for my restitution bill. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, this is like it all revolves around like hip hop shit. It's so weird. But I'm working there. But because of that, I had money. And instead of me going and buying clothes and shit, I bought a plane ticket to go to Cali. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I went to the jam, and that was an eye opener for me, bro. Like
Mm.
being there when I'm 16, at that point, I had only been breaking for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Mm.
it helped me, dude. Like that's where I first saw Air Baby like stacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like things I never really thought of. And like
Oh yeah.
I took a lot of that back home with me. Not that I necessarily bit people,
Mm-hmm.
but I was definitely heavily influenced at the time, and it really helped me kind of build my style. When I think about notable people,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Obviously Charles Goku, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a very influential person for me, you know what I'm saying? really all the Soul Control crew, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just like their creativity, their you know what I'm saying, like I just love the vibe of their crew and how they all got down, all their uniqueness. Like every member was unique to me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, style elements, you know what I'm saying, Remind, Crumbs, those dudes, seeing you know, B-Boy Summit 97 is like a video that I had early on. So I watched
Yeah.
that a lot, you know. Man, I always Easy Rock is one of my favorite B-boys, period.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like I just always loved his well-roundedness, how he had ill footwork, tops, but sick ass power, you know what I'm saying? So like
Mm.
he was like a heavy influence for me too, you know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking about like notable like West Coast people.
What about Iron Monkey and like Vietnam and
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, those dudes. See, I looked at those dudes as more as like rivals in a way, because that's when I was like coming up. But man, Vietnam for sure, dude. Like he's like one of the coolest people I ever met. Yeah, Iron
Iron
Monkey.
Monkey?
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
dude. Like I can't, you know, I can't leave them out. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely people that I was viewing at the time and seeing it, man. You know, firsthand, right in front of me. Like these people are amazing. You know what I mean? And definitely
Mm-hmm.
influence for me, for sure.
Sean in the '90s though, bro. Like when Sean would go out to Chicago, when Sean was in New York, when he go to Miami, it was hard to top him
Yeah,
because
he
he
was
could do
out.
everything.
Yeah, he was out here. When he come out here, he'd be battling Top. He would always go at Top. You know what I'm saying? B-Boy Top himself X. You know,
Oh, really? How did that go?
dude, those are some sick ass battles, bro. Like, cause this is when like a lot of air power was emerging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Iron Monkey was probably one of the heavy hitters at the time that was getting a lot of sick ass
Mm-hmm.
like you know up and down combos and things like that, and mixing the air power with like you know all the traditional power.
Yeah.
But Top was also coming up all crazy and dizzy for motion disorders.
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
those were the dudes that had like the air flare combos on lock here at that time.
Mm.
Other people here that could do air flare, like maybe one air flare, but those are the dudes that were killing it with like the combos, you know. So like when Iron Monkey and people like that would come, it's just instantaneously they're battling and you know what I'm saying, just
Yeah,
super
yeah,
dusty.
yeah.
It was also fresh, you know, like it was also fresh at the
Mm-hmm.
time because
That's
you're
Monkey right there too, bro.
I'm sorry.
Sean's on right now. Iron Monkey. He's saying he's giving you some love.
Oh, that's what's up, man. What's up, bro? Yo, peace to everybody that's watching right now, man.
Yeah, man. If you want to give some shouts out, give some shouts out real quick, CJ.
I mean, I just want to shout out, you know, I'm not really sure who's up in here, but yo, Iron Monkey, yo, what's up, bro? You know, I remember you from the way back. Much respect. Much love to everybody out, you know what I'm saying, that's viewing here
Yeah.
in Chicago, all over the world. You know, I've been around for hella long. I know hella people out there, and I'm going to be popping back out to these. This year was supposed to be the
Yeah.
year for me to pop back out. And, you know, I've been
Yeah.
practicing super hard, bro. Like, I feel really good about break. Like, I'm going to be 37 next month. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, I'm not afraid to tell my age, but I have been breaking for a little bit. And like, you know, I know a lot of people out there and I appreciate you all, you know, that those of you that's been supporting me and, you know, stay strong. Hope everybody's safe. And, you know, thank you all for listening to my black ass talk.
That's what it's about, bro. So how do you feel about the how do you feel about the b-boy scene today, though, bro? Like what you see?
Um,
What you see?
I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing, bro. Like the level of talent now is it's the sound you just made. Like I don't even know how to like explain how people are leveling up. Like obviously it's the internet and we're able to the techniques have been perfected, you know what I'm saying? And
That's what.
like all these things that you know people like us that have been breaking for all these years that are trying to help figure out and innovate and experiment with all these moves, people have now translated it into a science, bro.
Oh,
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. You know, I
it
love
is.
it. You know, I'm a very sports centric person. I love athletics, so I would love to see breaking in the Olympics. At the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it can't lose its rigidness and authenticity of street culture. That's
Mm.
the only thing that I'm worried about it transitioning to more of a future aspect, is that it loses its like even when I'm talking about like me coming up, you coming up, like
Mm-hmm.
I've been to LA like 8 times, bro. Like I've been to LA like 6 times. I've been in the Bay like 5 times. I've been
Mm-hmm.
San Diego like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just Cali. Like, I made it a point to go to these places to feel
Mm.
what it's like to walk through Long Beach or be in
Ooh.
downtown LA going to freestyle session. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a different feeling to that, dude. It's not like watching this shit on a video.
On your
And
phone, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And like, you have to walk on the street, walk through their neighborhoods, deal with the locals that are there in those towns to get to these events, to meet these other
Just to get
people.
to the events, yes, that's true.
And that to me was part of the adventure. And I don't know if the newer generation are going to be getting any of that. I don't know if a lot of them have experienced this. I know people still do. They still travel. It's easier to travel now. You know, you got your phone, navigation. But I didn't, I
Mm.
guess, just to answer your question, I love where things are going. I just wanted to stay rooted and like, even me being a b-boy from Chicago, it's like people don't like us because we're so aggressive and man, those dudes are crazy. They're like gangbangers and they want to fight everybody and like, man, I
Chicago's
never
known for
fought
that.
anybody in a jam. So if you think about it, that's just their own insecurity. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Like that's just a style, bro. It's just another
yeah. Mm.
style that people weren't used to. They can't deal with it. It scares them. That's the shit that I like.
Mm.
Who is
CJ,
this?
I want to
No,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
bro. I just
No.
want to tell you, I love Chicago, bro. Like my favorite rapper is Common.
Oh hell yeah.
When he came out, Can I Borrow a Dollar?
Yep.
When I seen that album, when I seen that video, when I seen I Used to Love Her,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? When he had the Kango on and they was doing windmills, and I was like, yo, they're breaking in Chicago? I was like,
Yep.
yo, that's crazy though, bro.
Yep.
Tongue Twister. Before he
Mm-hmm.
was Mr. Tongue Twister, he was Tongue Twister.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No ID. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, like Oprah Winfrey, Mr. T, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Man, there's countless people here, bro. Like I would start naming people. I don't want to forget people. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah.
people mad at me, but dude, Chicago, when it comes to hip hop shit, dude,
Mm-hmm.
we keep that shit authentic on all fronts, bro. Like if you
Heck
come
yeah.
here, and a lot of anybody from Chicago will tell you this, bro. If you come here, you will find what you want to find. If you're looking
Mm,
for some gang banging shit, you're gonna find that here. If you're looking for some rock and roll, thrasher, punk rock shit, you'll find it. If you want some
mm.
authentic, dope hip hop DJs, you want to see some ill ass graffiti, you know what I'm saying? Murals and walls, you know what I'm saying? Sick ass b-boy culture. All of that shit is here, bro. And I
I heard
just,
the pizza's crazy in Chicago.
I'm sorry.
I heard the pizza.
Oh yeah, food. Oh, the food. Dude, we got some of the best food in the world, bro. Like for real. Like I love food and other places. I always try to try different things, but Chicago has so many cultures and ethnicities, and like, bro, the food is phenomenal here. And that's what I'm saying. Like you'll find anything you want. And the point that I'm making to that is, it just sucks that people are detracted from coming here because of obviously, and they got to be careful because of what they see in the media. You know, people do get shot and get killed, but again, some of those people are looking for that.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like if you come here and you carry yourself in a respectful way, you'll have a good time. You know what I
That's the
mean?
same thing out here in LA too. If you
Right.
come to LA, because I live in like in the downtown area, and there's gangsters everywhere, bro. I can count within my looking around where I live, I can count at least like 8 gangs, at least 10 gangs in my surrounding.
Yep.
10 different gangs in my surrounding. I walk through LA 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody really doing nothing, no, bro. It's how you carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's how.
Anything can happen at any moment, but a big part of that is your mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on that shit. I've been approached by, I live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been approached by all kinds of people, gangbangers, well, like crazy white people. Like, it's just about
Mm-hmm.
how you address your, like, no, I'm not on shit, or lead that,
Mm-hmm.
keep it moving, stay over there. I'm on this. I'm on some hip hop shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you be all right.
Yeah. But in Los Angeles, it's still about colors, though, bro.
Yeah,
Like if I wore this Bulls hat and a red T-shirt, and I go maybe about 15 minutes down to Los Angeles, and the brothers see it, yeah, they're gonna be asking what set I'm from on the spot.
yeah, you're right. I mean,
On
here
the spot.
it's similar. Like, the colors got a little bit more loose here now. You know what I'm saying with
Hmm.
that, but the hat shit is still a little. You know what I mean? It's still like
Tell me about that. What does that mean? If you work to the left, to the right, what's up?
So basically, there's two main factions of, like, I guess you say gangs in Chicago. You
Hmm.
have peoples and folks, you know what I'm saying? And basically the peoples run under the 5 point star, and folks are under the 6 point star. So whoever's representing basically the folk side wears their hat to the right. And if you're
Oh, okay.
representing peoples, which are like kings and like black stones, then you're wearing your
Okay.
hat to the left. You know what I'm saying? Like GD
Mm.
and BDs will wear their hat to the right. So that's kind of like a way to kind of like detect, or, you know what I'm saying, signify or
Mm.
represent, you know what I'm saying, which side you kind of rock with. You know what I mean?
So,
And
I'm sorry, is there still vice lords out there?
yeah, yeah, there's still vice lords.
Vice lords, netas.
I don't think we got that gang out here.
Okay, vice lords, and was the cobras?
Yeah, we got Cobras, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, Gangster
Okay.
Disciples, Black Disciples,
Oh,
Hardcore
okay.
Hustlers.
Oh, that's
Um, there's there's different and then that's the other thing I was gonna get into. There's like different factions of gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of
oh.
things are now, there's like crews of gangs. So like people will be in opposite gangs or different gangs, but then they'll have their crew. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
composed of like multiple gangs, but they're a crew. So
Oh, okay.
it's
It's just
kind of,
different.
it's mixed things up a lot, and it's made like a lot of people say, like, a lot of shorties and things are coming up, I guess. And I'm not in gangs, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak to this completely. It's just what I know from growing up and being around it and knowing people.
Hmm.
A lot of things are not as tight as they were in terms of like following rules and like respecting,
Oh,
I guess,
okay.
like boundaries and things like that. And respecting OGs. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
a lot of things are like shorties are just out here running rampant with no direction, bro. And like,
Mm.
a lot of that is what trickles down to a lot of these senseless shootings and killing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's not like an OG like, nah, you ain't gonna go shoot him. Instead, the shorty's
Mm.
like, I can do whatever I want. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go pop this motherfucker. Ain't nobody gonna tell me shit. And there's like
Chirac.
there's hundreds of kids out there. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I hate to call it that shit, bro. For real, that shit don't really come out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
We just
But
talking some real shit though, bro. That's all we doing.
no. I'm not. I'm just explaining. Like,
Hmm.
I know I know why it's called that. And like, and
Hmm.
it's weird too, because like, even me from being from Chicago, it's like part of me has that like gang like mentality in me, bro. Like, I can't even like, I don't know how to describe it. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I guess,
Street.
and it comes through more like representation. I'm
Mm.
I'm a crew loyalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down for my people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
just certain attributes and like things that come from like gangs. I guess some of the positive things that you can pull from that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
there are things like loyalty and, I guess, things that are there that can be considered, you know what I'm saying, like good qualities.
Okay.
Those are the things I guess I pulled from that, as opposed to falling into more of the negative things. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I'm the same way too. Like you say, if I go to like a smaller town, when I get out of LA, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking around and like I see everything. I'm so aware of how everybody's conducting themselves, their body language, how they dress, the eye contact, and that just comes from being in the inner city.
Right.
Because I hear in LA, you do got to look over your back. You can't just be walking down the street. You got to kind of like, you need to know who that dude is across the street. You need to know
Right.
who that's following you right now. You need to know why that car stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You have to always be aware.
Definitely. That's why I always respected LA very heavily, because we're very similar in that way. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And like, I was never scared to go there either. I'm like, it can't be much different from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
you know, and I, man, people always show mad love in Cat. Like, I ain't never had no issues out. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always show mad. Like, but maybe it's because I am cognizant of all of that shit. Like, I ain't gonna walk around with a bunch of all red. You know what I'm saying? Or
Oh, no.
and part of that shit is you got to respect where you're at, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people, that's like common sense shit to me. Like, study where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
understand the people that live there, what, you know, the environment you're going to be putting yourself in, and how you can keep yourself safe, and also respect, you know, where you're going, you know?
Yeah. Because to be honest with you, I mean, this is off the subject, but there is some areas about 20, 30 minutes away from me. Like if you're black and you're out there at night, it don't matter. It
Right.
don't matter what color you wear though, bro. They want your head.
Right.
It's wild to even say that in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you do gotta respect where you're going, and you can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this pizza joint though, bro. But you don't know who's in that, who lives around that pizza joint. That pizza joint is just notorious though, and there's some parts really in Los Angeles where they really don't like black people on site.
Yeah.
It's sad to say that though, bro. Like literally,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But on a positive note, CJ, bro, what you got going for yourself this year? After the coronavirus, though, man. Like you have some big plans. You got a brand, or you got a school that you're trying to do. You got some clothing line.
Man, honestly, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of plans, like I was mentioning, to travel with the bricks, you know what I'm saying? And like
Mm.
really starting, our crew is still very strong, you know what I'm saying? But we feel like we
How
still
long
have,
has Brickheadz been around?
man, Brickheadz has been around for like 30 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Damn.
like, you know, we have history that dates back to the 80s, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And the 90s is when we really started making a name for ourselves. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you know, I came in the latter portion of that '90s aspect.
And it's
And
called the Brickheadz because the apartments are made out of red brick. Is that what's called the Brickheadz?
no. It's kind of like a multitude of things, but
Okay.
more just so like basically we're all hard headed. You know what I'm saying? Individuals, and
Oh,
kind of,
Brickheadz.
yeah,
Okay.
this comes from that. And a few of the homies had like bricklaying jobs, and you know, stuff like that back in the day. So just like kind of a lot of connotation, and just kind of just that urban, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Kind of like urban
Brick
appeal.
City. Yeah, Brick City.
You know what I mean? You know, shout out
Yeah.
to Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, CJ, I want to tell you, bro, The Shy is one of my favorite TV shows, one of my TV series, The Shy.
Oh yeah. Yep,
I
I'm
love The Shy,
good.
though, man. I'm waiting for the new season. The Shy is pretty dope.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the episodes. I don't watch a lot of TV, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. I was almost on there at one point. I got a
Oh,
homie
really?
that was working with them. So you know, maybe something in the future will pop off, you know.
Yeah. I think they're
But
supposed to be shooting a new episode for The Shy, though, right?
I'm sorry.
They're shooting a new episode for The Shy, though, right?
I think they got another season coming. I think
Yeah,
they're
new another season. Yeah. I
hmm
like that show, man, because it showed me a lot about Chicago that I didn't see, though, like the real urban side of Chicago, because I've never been to Chicago. And my favorite team in the 90s was the Bulls. Dennis Rodman, John Paxson,
Yep.
Scottie Pippen. Bro, I remember when the Bulls played the Lakers out here in 91. Bro, when Jordan switched hands, though, bro, and he laid it up.
Yeah.
I was the only one with the Bulls hat out here. Everybody's like, man, take that shit off.
Hey, it's funny you know, yeah, I mean, obviously the Last Dance is, you know, just been airing and all that, so you know, a lot of that is fresh with people. But dude,
Yeah.
that time was crazy,
Yeah, I
bro.
want to
Like,
ask you about that. How was that, bro, living in Chicago? Because we were going nuts out here on the West Coast when the Bulls was winning.
bro, it was pandemonium. Like, I don't, people were in the streets, like, you know, at the same, as much as gang culture and all this crazy shit that we have out here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that it exists and it's so prevalent. When that shit happens, no one gives a flying fuck about any of that shit. We're
Mm.
all in the same gang at that time. Like when the Cubs won a few years ago, when the
Oh,
Blackhawks won, when the Bulls won it, it's like everybody, it's just like a rejoicing of like, it's just, and on top of that, like us, you know, being any Chicago, like we just have a lot of pride. We have so much pride
yeah.
in ourselves, our city, our people, you know what I'm saying? And obviously that's gonna, you know, rub off from our sports teams and things like that, and just kind of having that that team spirit, you know. So that is something that I will, I'd like to, you know, put that acknowledge is that like when
Yeah.
those things happen, bro, it's just a collective of people just going crazy, running mob in the streets, and it's nothing negative.
Bro.
It's just people celebrating and like just, you know, just happy and just out drinking and, you know what I mean, just partying in the streets, dude, for weeks.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
All the brothers I went to school with, everybody had the Chicago Bulls starter jacket, the one with the hood.
The pullover.
That
Yeah.
was the official jacket though, bro. If you had that
Little
jacket,
half
you
dip.
came to school.
Yep.
Yes. An original starter one with the shiny with the red letters in the front. That one,
Oh,
bro. If
hell
you had
yeah.
those two jackets, though, bro, you and some Jordans.
Right. Bro, that was the time back then. I'm sure it was like that. LA people they'll get jacked for their Jordans, bro. You got some Jordans on, they're the right size. You know what I mean? I don't think
Yeah,
shit like that now. Everybody got Jordans now, but
yeah. But
it was
but it's crazy though. Yeah, because that trend came out of Chicago. Because I remember when Jordan first got signed to the Bulls, because I used to have the "Come Fly with Me" VHS.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I remember that.
Fly
Yeah.
with me. I was watching "Come Fly with Me" every day. Yeah. So yeah, Black, you were saying that you're teaching kids though right now, right?
Yeah, man, I'm actually an athletic director and a gym teacher at a private
Nice.
school. That's what I do for work.
Okay.
Um, and just for years, I've always taught breaking, just in various programs around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I work with an organization called Opportunities for All, and we do a lot of. Right now, we're doing a lot of online
Mm.
lessons and distance teaching in that way.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's what I do. I do a lot of you know, workshops and teachings and private lessons, and you know, I've done everything when it comes to breaking, really, man. I've done lectures.
Mm.
But yeah, in the immediate future, my plans were really, and you know, this COVID-19 coronavirus shit really impeded what I had planned, which was really getting back into the battle circuit of breaking,
Okay.
making my name more relevant
Mm.
in these bigger jams. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'll go to freestyle session in UW like once a year. For the most part, I'm in the Midwest and I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? But I
Well, I
do
think I
feel like
ran into you one time. Did we cross each other?
we did. I think it was that freestyle session. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah,
couple years ago.
that's
And
where I seen you.
yeah, because I try to pop out. You know what I'm saying? I'll be, you know, I'll go out to LA and all that, and go to UW
That's
or
where I seen you.
whatever.
Yeah.
I try to go to the big jams, but this year I was like, bro, I am going to hit hella jams and let people know what's good. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm still at a high level. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And like, I don't really give a fuck how old I am. Like, I still feel really good. And like, when I'm
Mm-hmm.
at these jams, I'm looking at all these people, and I know a lot of these OG B-boys and a lot of the famous like, I already know them. And a lot of
Mm.
the newer generation people, like, they're really dope and they're inspiring, but I far like I'm not far from their level, if not on
Nah,
the same level. You feel me? So like,
nah, bro. Yeah. When it comes to American power, you can hang with everybody out here, bro.
I mean, again, just like we were saying, shit's crazy now, but I know I can hold my own. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I guess I just, before I get into my like, you know, later years and feel that maybe I can't do as much or whatever, I want to do that shit right now and
Mm-hmm.
go crazy all over the world and just show people what I can do and
I
represent
believe you
my
can still
shit.
do it though, brother. Yeah, you got the mindset. You know, if you got the mindset and you got the income, you
Yep.
can do it.
Yep.
Because it all boils down to money to
Definitely.
travel.
Definitely. And a big part of my life too, I was just balancing a lot of things, going to school, working,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like over the years and still trying to stay relevant in breaking, managing my other crew, Crook's crew, which has become more of like a performance crew. Like we do a lot of shows and things like that. And
Okay.
I get all of those gigs. Even in Chicago, that's something that I sought out to do with breaking and with b-boying too, is just really professionalize it. And
Mm.
I don't know, I don't really talk to other crews about how much money they're getting with, you know what I'm saying, in terms of their performances and things like that. I've done, I've made thousands of dollars breaking, doing performances. And part of that comes from my professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
um, my approach to these corporate. I've done a lot of corporate gigs. I used to perform for the Bulls for 2 seasons. Um,
Ooh.
I've done a lot of gigs for the Cubs. You know, just a lot of high skill, high paying, high profile
Mm.
gigs. And part of my being and presence in that was to help pave a way for people to be respected and looked at as professionals within our dance form and
Mm.
paid what they deserve, you know what I'm saying, for their time, for their practices, for their overtime, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
legitimizing all that. I'd like to say that I had a very strong hand in that over the past 15 years in Chicago,
That's what's up,
helping.
bro.
So I know people have gotten gigs, but I know that I've helped people maybe get paid more, get more respect, and our culture looked at it in a more respectful light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, you did a lot though, CJ, man. This was a dope interview. I'm being honest though, man. I'm glad that we actually got a chance to talk. I'm gonna have box one on here though too, Monday.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so I've been going down the line getting all the brothers. I did Hannibal, I did Heat Rock,
Yep.
I did Monkey. So I'm just trying to find out where everybody's at all over the world. I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of Zupreme.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Zupreme though, bro. That bro.
Bro, you gotta do Crazy Monkey from
Crazy
KC,
Monkey. Yes, yes. What's his name on
bro.
Instagram?
I think it's Crazy Monkey. I have to double check, bro. He's so sick. You gotta interview him, bro. He's like
Okay.
an
I'm
OG
gonna
too. You know what I mean?
yeah, actually I'm gonna reach out to him when I get off the phone with you. Is there anything last thing that you want to say, like any advice or any suggestions that you might want to say to people that's watching this that want to pursue breaking more professional?
Um, well, again, I just want to thank you, bro, for having me on
Hmm.
here and just kind of tell a part of my story and get
Thank you.
provide a platform for people like us.
Right.
And thank all of you all for watching. You know what I'm saying, and viewing. All the homies out there, love all y'all.
Yeah.
Just for any future b boys and b girls out there, or just anyone in hip hop in general that's out there, do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, learn your foundation, learn your basics. You know what I'm saying? Learn your history, you know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
also don't be afraid to be yourself. You don't have to follow trends. You don't have to be a certain way to get your point across. You know what I mean? And if anything, I'm a living testament to that. You know what I mean? I'm not the most famous person in the world, but you can still be talented, happy, financially, you know what I'm saying, straight by being
Hmm.
yourself. So that's my advice to
Yeah.
everybody. Just do your thing, stay positive. Like my mom tell me, keep your chin up. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You know, and keep it moving.
All right, CJ, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mikey. Till next time,
All
brother.
right.
Take care.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.